Hi, I'm Jennifer. Welcome to Salve Salento. Today I wanted to do a video on what's so great about Italy, right? Because we do these videos and I'm sure that you've watched hundreds, maybe thousands of videos on YouTube about people in Italy and that they love living there and really what's so great about it. If you're living in the US, the costs are starting to get a little high now for everyday items like groceries, gas, going out to dinner. You probably haven't gone out to dinner in a while. And if you have, maybe you haven't gone to a place that you normally would go, it would be a little bit more expensive. So, um, one of the things that was really important to us when we were living in Italy was we wanted to live richly. And I don't mean by, spending a lot of money or going out and doing expensive things, but living very rich without spending a lot of money. The the things that we used to like to do a lot with entertaining friends and maybe going on trips, we weren't able to do as much in the United States as the costs started to go up, right? So we cut back on those things. But part of living life well is being able to live richly by entertaining friends and being able to enjoy the things in life that may be a little bit more expensive in the US, but aren't in Italy. So Italy has so many things to offer that can help you do this without, dipping into your wallet too much. And if you haven't gone, you haven't experienced Italy or gone on a trip to Europe, I would invite you to do so if you're able to, because you may be very surprised at what you find there and what you're able to do with the money that you have there compared to being in the United States. So, some of the things that we like to do when we're in Italy and share with our friends are, have good food and wines, good wines, and the availability of items there that really aren't available to you in the US. We didn't know what we were missing until we went and then left. And now that we've been in the Virgin Islands, the US Virgin Islands, for some months, I really miss all of those things, especially our friends that we made, but all of the things that we had available to us, and we kind of just took for granted. Fresh food, wonderful, beautiful people, wonderful, wonderful friends, and you'll find that not just being in Italy and looking at beautiful things all the time and art and music and all that, that's, yes, that's all part of it, but I didn't expect to find so many people that were the same as us, that were very like-minded, and there are so many of them there that you will find people that you have a lot in common with, if that's something obviously that you're interested in doing. So, okay, so what's so great about it? Yes, they have supermarkets. We have supermarkets in the US. Yes, I have my specialty Italian market in the United States, and I go there and I get all my great things. Well, the prices that you're paying at your Italian specialty market are a million times what you would pay in Italy. So I wanted to tell anybody that's watching, if you're watching and you're really interested in moving to Italy and you want to kind of get an idea about how much things cost every day, like just going to the grocery store. I mentioned in one of the other videos, a little bit about, milk is this much and this, and cheese and vegetables are really cheap and all that. Go see for yourself. So there's two supermarkets that we spent a lot of time shopping at. One of them was the Doak supermarket, and you can actually go on their website. They don't block you if you're in the US. And the link to the supermarket I'll put down below. It's supermercatidoc.it. And the other supermarket that we spent a lot of time in also was Conad, and that's conad.it. Just type that in, and you can actually go to the supermarket website and look at the food for yourself and see how much everything is. Before you do, if you're looking at a particular area to live in, look up the zip code. The zip code's the same like as in the US. Look up their postal code and punch it into the supermarket so that you can get prices for that. And I know you're saying, well, I don't speak Italian. How can I go on these websites and figure this stuff out? Open it up in Google, and Google will translate the page for you. I live this way in Italy. Every time I shop or do anything online, I open it up in Google. It automatically translates it for me, and then I'm good to go. So then you can actually look at what you need to find the flyer, and then see what's on sale that week. And when you look at these prices, you're going to say, oh my gosh, I pay $4 for that pasta and it's on sale for 90 cents or something crazy like that. But it's really like that every day. And when we actually first arrived in Italy, um, we went to the supermarket and I said, this can't be right. This is this is a trick, you know. There are a few things that are more expensive, but not really, because there's always an Italian version of it usually. So if you're shopping on Amazon in Italy and you're looking for something that's from the United States, you may not understand, why is it so expensive? It's because somebody from the US is selling it and they're shipping it to Italy. But most of the time, those Italian versions of the things that you are getting in the United States are better, either the same or much better. And there's a few reasons why that is. So, what's nice about this is you don't have to worry about really even budgeting for groceries. I mean, unless you eat a lot, but you're you're going to spend so much less on food and obviously going out, and you can entertain a lot more often because to make a very good meal and entertain even a large group of people, it doesn't really cost that much. I mean, I guess to people that are from Italy, that live in Italy, and that are working and living in Italy, it is, the cost of things is average. But for people coming from the U.S., it's great. It's very, very reasonable. So one of the things that is really, really wonderful about shopping in Italy is that there's no GMOs. So they call them OGMs, and you won't even have to read the label, because if it's coming from Italy, it's made in Italy, 99% of the time, it's not going to have a GMO in it. I can almost say 100% it's not going to be GMO. They don't encourage the growth of GMOs, and they encourage the use of their own ingredients in their products that they produce. They don't source ingredients from other countries to make their things. They source it all themselves. So if there was something that they were getting to put in their food, they're probably not going to put something GMO in it because they don't grow it or use it themselves. Here in the US Virgin Islands right now, we're shopping, and I have to constantly put things back on the shelf because everything has GMO in it, and then they sneak it in under that panel. They say contains bioengineered food ingredients. So I'm like, okay, I can't buy that. Or I used to buy this all the time when we lived in the US, and then we went to Italy, and then it came back. Oh, now it's made with bioengineered food ingredients. So I realized that it's very inexpensive for the companies to be using these bioengineered food ingredients, but it's just not something that we know enough about. And I would much rather have the real natural version of that than to eat something that's GMO. So I do watch my labels, and you can see on those labels that they might say organic, which doesn't mean that the other ones are GMO. It just means that that one is a certified organic version, but most of the time they use those good farming practices anyway. So it's not something that I would be concerned about when I'm shopping in Italy. They really have a lot of pride in the food that they make, and they realize that they're feeding their family and friends, and they would not want to do something with the ingredients that would make it something that wouldn't be good to eat. So I wouldn't worry about that if you're eating and shopping in Italy. If you're buying even American versions of things that are in Italy, most of the time the recipe's been changed, and it's been altered and made somewhere else where they don't use GMOs. So if you're shopping in Italy now at the grocery store, look around. If you do find something, put it in the comments and let me know, because I'd really be interested to see if you found anything. So also wine. So when you entertain and you have, a lot of friends over for dinner, you're going to have wine there. They do different wines for different times of the year too. The tradition, maybe in the summer, you might drink rosato or rosé wine. In the fall, they would have maybe some new wines, holiday wines, things like that. Depending on what time of the year is when they would drink, different things. If they're celebrating, obviously, they have different types of wines for that. So it's really nice to get into that cycle where oh, it's the summer. We're going to, find different versions of this wine that we like, rosé wines that we love. And then you can plan your menu according to that with all of those fresh ingredients that are fresh at that time of the year, because they do eat seasonally. And it's nice because then you get a change all of the time. You're not always eating the same things or drinking the same things. They also like to do aperitivi, and they might have alcoholic drinks, maybe before dinner, one, and then have something, meet with their friends, and then have wine later with dinner. So we would like to do that too. If our friends all came over, we would make a dish, and then we'd say, oh, would you like to have a drink before we have dinner, and some things to pick on. And we really could do that, very inexpensively and very well. You don't have to have nothing out. You can really have a really nice spread. Your friends are like, you put out the best spread. It's like, I really didn't. The supermarket did all of it for me. I just had to go and pick it up. But if you're really looking to maybe live better and live well in retirement, or maybe you're able to travel for work and you want to, spend some time in Europe or Italy, and you want to maybe cut down on the amount of money that you're spending on these things, and you can just leave your house, leave your apartment, and then go live somewhere else, I would encourage you to, because there really is so much more that is available to us. And we kind of get caught up in that every day, oh, grocery store and go to work and this and that. If you can get time off, take that time off. If you're retired, take that trip and make the trip while you're able to. A lot of times we put these things off, and then we get to a point where maybe we can't travel as much as we'd like to. And it's important to do these things, because you do really not understand what is waiting for you over there. We didn't know what was waiting for us. We didn't know that there were so many people like us that were there that we could really relate to, and understand that way of living is not the way that we live in the United States. We really tend to get caught up in working, and we don't really live as much as we should. And it would be nice to be able to expose yourself to that and learn that there are better ways to live. And if you really like it, then you can decide to spend more time there. But I would encourage you just to take the plunge and take the visit if you can. Do it in the off times of the year when maybe the airfare isn't as expensive. So yeah, the summer is beautiful and the summer is great, but if you could take a trip in the spring, it's a lot more reasonable, and the weather is good there, so you don't have to worry about it. So we're planning on going back soon. I will keep you posted on that. If you have any questions or comments, please put them down below. I'm trying to answer all of your questions that you put in there, and then get some new ideas of videos to answer some of those questions for everybody. So if you like this, please click on the like and subscribe, and we'll see you again soon. Take care. Ciao.